Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now, recently I passed my Terraform certification. I really wanted to grab that because I use it a lot in work and I also use it a lot on personal projects. So it's kind of like I really wanted to get it for work, but I also wanted to get it just out of like personal goal. So it was a really cool thing to get. And after getting it, I kind of thought maybe I should kind of make a video explaining what Terraform does. Now Terraform is a huge topic and it's going to be quite hard to cover just in one video, but I just kind of want to just get the basic concept across. So I want to try to keep this video kind of short and sweet. You are going to finish this video with a lot of questions, but hopefully you'll walk away with just a really basic understanding on how Terraform works. So all Terraform is it's a way to deploy your infrastructure in the cloud. And it does this in a certain way. So you use a language called HCL, which I believe stands for HashiCorp Configuration Language. And that's what you see here. So it's pretty much you just define what you want and some files that end with .tf, and you will run that using Terraform via the command line, and that will deploy your infrastructure. So real basic. So what Terraform mainly needs to work is a provider. I'm using Google. And then you can specify a backend. So what a backend is somewhere for Terraform state files to live. So Terraform will records everything it does and everything it deploys, and that is stored in a state file, just so it can keep track. So if you rename something, a virtual machine, it knows, hey, that virtual machine already exists. I'll just change the name rather than create a whole new one. So it always knows what's going on. And I've just chosen to store my state file in Google Cloud as well. Keeps it nice and secure. Otherwise it stores it locally, and who knows what could happen to a local state file. And you can imagine how important the state file gets when you are in a big production environment. So you protect that thing like it's a super secure password or something. You want to make sure that's really secure and not going to get deleted or whatever. Anyway, so what I'm doing here in this basic concept is that I am creating a virtual machine in Google Cloud. Now, all it is I've created a custom module here that just needs some basic variables: virtual machine name, machine type, zone, image ID, and a network interface. And once it's got that, we'll go ahead and deploy it. Now I've defined those just in a variable file here: compute VM name, machine type, zone, blah blah blah. And you can see the whole purpose of Terraform is to make everything as reusable as possible. If I had all this stuff hard coded, it's kind of hard for you to make that code reusable, right? So hence the variables. You try to use variables for everything if you can. And that's what this is. I'm not going to go into modules and stuff like that. I might make that another video, but what a module is I've put all the configuration of the virtual machine kind of in the background, and just defining everything via variables. I'll talk about it in another video. Don't want to overcomplicate it. But all I'm going to do now is show you how Terraform deploys using all of this stuff here. So let me just try to chuck that over there and let's get into it. So what I'll start with is the first command that I'll run in the command line is a Terraform Emit. So what this does is it goes, right, what providers are we using? Okay, we're going to be using Google Cloud. And what modules are we using? The module was the compute resource because I'm using a custom module, and it will also grab that. So I hit enter. As you can see, initializing the modules and the backend. So the backend is for the state file. Make sure the communication is there. It can talk to the backend and everything. Yep, we got. It's all happy. We got the initialized. Cool. So the next step for Terraform is that it requires you to run a plan. So I'll show you what this is. This little extra here is that I'm just saying, hey, look, all the variable names are defined in this file. That's all I'm giving it on that extra line there. I'll hit enter. And what a plan does, it just gives you an output of what you can expect to be deployed. So here, before you deploy anything, you can just make sure that all looks okay. So here we can see, yep, 1 is going to be added. Okay, that sounds pretty good because all we're wanting to create is a virtual machine. 1 is good. Now when you get into, we're using this day to day, sometimes you see 2 destroy, 1 to add when you only wanted to add 1 thing. So it's nice to see like, oh, I don't want to destroy anything. So it's a nice check, like, okay, that plan doesn't look legit, let's back up a bit. Anyway, here we can just check everything. Okay, we're going to be creating a machine type in N1 standard 1. Okay, I did define that in this variables file here, N1 standard 1, so that looks okay. Name, Terraform prod, yep, Terraform prod, that looks right, that's what I called it. And some of the stuff I haven't defined, so it's just, Terraform will know about it once it's been deployed. So all of these attributes will be configured in the state file after the deployment. The image, yep, we've defined that, so that's in here, cool. And the network name, we're just going to use the default one that is inside Google Cloud, so that's okay. Right, so after the plan, after we're happy with it, what we can do is run a apply. So the apply is kind of like the plan, or we'll do a plan again, but this time it will actually deploy what we want. And again, I'm just saying, hey look, my face is in the way, one sec. I'll check myself over here. Look at that, magic. So what I can do here is, as you can see down here, that's just where it's getting all the files. I'll hit enter. So all the variable names. And again, here's the plan. Yep, please create that. And then if we jump to Google Cloud and I jump up here, wait for the VM instances to load. As you can see, we have one spinning up right now. And we'll just wait for that to spin up. Bam, it says one has been added. Okay, let's hit refresh and just confirm that Terraform prod has indeed been added. Let's wait for that to refresh. Cool, yep, that looks right. Now let's just jump in here and just confirm that it is the right machine type as well. An N1 standard 1, yep, that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, cool. So now this is where the state file and stuff comes into use. Let's say, okay, an N1 standard 1, not really what we're after, we want to change the size. What you can do is, I've just got it here, the machine types. Let's say we want to bump it up to a 2. So a 2 will give us a bit more RAM and a bit more vCPU. Okay, cool, let's change that. So it's just a matter of coming into your Terraform, hit 2, save, let's run it again. And let's do the plan again. I don't have to do the initialize because the provider or the backend hasn't changed. Cool, so as you can see here in the plan, 1 is only going to change now. So what's going to change? Let's scroll up and look. So as you can see, this little symbol here, what this means is that a change is taking place on this line. So an N1 standard 1 is changing to an N1 standard 2. Okay, is anything else changing? Up here, okay, so a resource is changing. So it just means somewhere in this resource there is a change, and that's where that changes. Okay, cool, I'm happy with that. So let's do an apply now. So let's change that to a N1 standard 2. Please do that. And it's going to run through. Let's go, yep, do you want to confirm that? Yes, I do. And hit enter. And now it's going to modify that virtual machine for us. And it's just a matter of pretty much waiting. We don't have to log into the console. I've only got the console open just so we can check when things are happening. It's probably going to take it down, like shut it off and restart it probably, but we'll just check. Go back into it. Yep, so it's been stopped, and we'll just wait for that virtual machine to come up. So this will take a little while, just because again, it's not creating from scratch, it's shutting it down, waiting for it to shut down. We'll make the change, and then we'll start it back up. So it's saying the apply has been complete. All right, let's hit refresh and let's see. Right, now let's check here. Look at that, N1 standard 2. Change is done. Virtual machine wasn't deleted or anything like that. We just changed the name, just like that. Now, another cool thing about Terraform is that, say I was deploying all the stuff for a dev environment. Now we want to clean it up, right? Now, if you were creating all the stuff inside Google Cloud manually, it's quite hard. And if you're doing a lot of deployments, it's quite hard to clean everything up, right? Make sure you've deleted everything. That's where those unexpected builds come from. Great thing about Terraform is that we just do a Terraform destroy, right? I just want to destroy everything now. Everything you created, look in that state file and delete everything in it. Terraform goes, okay, well, let's check what's in the state file and I'll let you know what's going to be deleted. Okay, so what's going to be deleted? One thing. Okay, all of the stuff has a line like that next to it, meaning that it's going to be deleted. So there's only one thing here, one resource that will be destroyed. Cool, that's what I want. Please delete that. Terraform goes, cool, rightio. Let's start deleting it. And so think of this on a bigger scale though. Imagine if we had 20 VMs, custom networks, user roles and stuff like that. All of that can be managed via infrastructure as code, all in here, right? And when you've got teams coming in, they can see what lives in your environment rather than trying to go through the console and stuff. It's all documented in your code. And that's why infrastructure as code is so important when you get into these big projects. But that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for now with Terraform. I'll get into more complicated stuff later down the track, but I just wanted to kind of show you this awesome tool. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.